Mr. Senate President, as a leader over the past 30 years in national health, it was Dr. Fauci's responsibility to prevent and prepare for this nation for a potential pandemic. Dr. Anthony Fauci may have contributed to the pandemic, but unfortunately in a negative way. On February 17, 2020, Dr. Fauci said the risk of coronavirus in the U.S. was, quote, miniscule, and to skip using masks. Asked about China locking down the Wuhan region, Dr. Fauci said, quote, that's something that I don't possibly think we can do in the United States. 3 weeks later, Dr. Fauci called for a nationwide lockdown. He again came out against wearing masks in March 2020. Then in July, he totally reversed his position. Now Dr. Fauci calls for wearing 2 masks. In an April 17th email, Fauci said coronavirus mutations that led to COVID-19 are, quote, totally consistent with the jump of a species from an animal to a human, rather than a lab leak. Fauci acknowledged that a supervirus could escape a lab and cause a pandemic, but that it was worth the risk because of lab work. To promote vaccines, he arbitrarily moved the target from herd immunity from 70 to 90%. Dr. Fauci has a history of flip-flops. He's careful to cover his scientific gluteus with verbs such as could and might. Speaking of AIDS in 1983, Dr. Fauci advocated a theory that AIDS could be promoted through close contact. Quote, if we add to this the possibility that non-sexual, non-blood-borne transmission is possible, the scope of the syndrome may be enormous. 2 months later, realizing that such a claim was irresponsible, he called the claim preposterous, never accepting or apologizing for its false proliferation. Dr. Fauci's career may be long and may have some merit attached to it. However, it seems to me he's been more devoted to the advancement of himself and political science than he was to health science. This man does not deserve to be applauded. Thank you, Mr. Senate President.